Do you want to hear about a book that not only helped me accept but embrace my own death? You're exactly where you need to be, my friend. Hello everybody, happy day to you, and thanks for checking out this video. The nightly news starts off with, "Good evening," and then proceeds to tell you why it isn't. But Okay, so today I'd like to introduce to you, if you haven't heard of already, or just talk about a book that forever changed my life when I first read it. I seriously can't remember or even calculate the number of times that I've read or listened to this book. It's helped me that much, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Its author goes by the name of Don Miguel Ruiz and is his way of teaching the wisdom and philosophy of his ancestors, the Toltecs. The book hit so many truths with me that I read it faster than any other books that I've read. The teachings are very simple, however, they're extremely difficult to put into practice, I feel, once you've learned them. Even if you've relearned them, it's quite surprising how easy it is to fall back into your old habits. I still, to this day, am working slowly at relieving myself of certain habits that I've been conditioned with. It starts with the wisdom that one person experienced and attained thousands of years ago while studying to become a medicine man. He realized that everyone is connected, that we are all light, that light is the messenger of life. He also realized that us as humans, we act as mirrors, light perceiving light. However, the space between us isn't empty. It's filled with our conditioning, or dream as they call it, which clouds our ability to perceive that light that we are meant to reflect. The concept is that of spirit, and the limitless potential that we have within ourselves to grow and evolve. It's labeled as a guide to personal freedom, and it's very much that, and does so by putting emphasis on 4 simple agreements that you can make within yourself in order to free yourself from the conditioning that we receive in our lives. Once you start realizing how much they affect your life, it's amazing that we weren't taught anything like this in school. It truly can help anyone who reads it, in my opinion. I'm going to go over the 4 agreements, their basic concept, and what I took from them. The first agreement, be impeccable with your word. This one is huge, and I feel that when you're truly honest, we're open. We are who we are, and have to accept every situation for what it is. Just allowing yourself to be frees you from so much self-inflicted anguish. When you're not impeccable, you're taking something that is and denying it. Therefore denying a part of yourself or your situation. It hurts to do this. I can't believe that I allowed my brain to do that to myself for so long. It's not like I don't ever do this now. Once I read this book, I was way more comfortable with who I am and accepting myself as a person and the situation I find myself in, whether I like it or not. I think the key word of this agreement is acceptance. The second agreement, don't take anything personally. I think this is the one that I struggle with the most. We all want to be accepted and loved deep down. It's hard detaching yourself from others' actions and opinions when you attach your emotional response to them. I have a funny story about my mom trying to teach me this lesson when I was about 7 or 8. It took me an entire day to comprehend, and I was elated when I finally got it. She said to me, "Nobody can make you mad." I thought, what? I told her she was crazy, and I was certain that she was wrong. "No, they can't," she repeated, with an assurance that irritated me at the time. I debated. "You mean to tell me if someone comes up and stomps on your foot and just walks off, they didn't just make you mad?" Nope. I think we probably went back and forth several times debating this topic. The whole day had passed, and I didn't let up trying to figure out this concept. Once I finally got it, and it clicked in, I was in control of the way I perceived the situation, that I ultimately had the ability to let something get to me or just to roll off my back. I ran into her room late that night with excitement and proceeded to tell her that I finally understood what she had tried to teach me earlier. I think that lesson must have faded away because I started taking others' actions and behaviors as something that I was doing to elicit their perception or reality in some way. But I wasn't. It was always their experience. I wasn't the one that made them behave that certain way. That was their choice. I still work on this one every single day. Such a great practice in letting go. The key word of this agreement, I feel, is letting go. The third agreement, don't make assumptions. I think that this one kind of goes hand in hand with the previous one in being the most difficult one for me. I know that we fear what we don't know, and rather than sit with that unknown or that fear, we make up our own little story of perceived truth. However, it's almost always just that, our imagination working in a way that creates an illusion of what is. We try to understand, even when we don't. I relate this to being back in school when I was younger and how scared or embarrassed I was if the teacher would call on me and I wouldn't know the answer to their question. Sometimes I think I'd make up an answer or just babble out something to sound like I at least knew what they were talking about. But never would I just say, simply, "I don't know." Why was I not accepting of not knowing? This was one of the biggest lessons I learned on my travels, not to expect anything. I would catch myself envisioning how a place would be once I arrived there, and I was almost always proved wrong. I learned that no place is like what your imagination builds it up to be. In creating these false realities, we're setting ourselves up to be let down. I think the key behind this agreement is be present. And the fourth agreement is always do your best. I love this agreement because it simply states, just do your best. No more and no less. If you just do what you can, you won't judge yourself. Our best is forever fluctuating, and to be aware of being able to just do your best for every moment, you release self-judgment and crippling criticism. This one is also huge. We are all our own biggest judges. So once that judgment stops, we start holding respect for ourselves and not putting up with anything less from others. It was with these agreements that I was able to slowly but surely start releasing myself from the grip of our societal conditioning that I received from such an early age, and still do to this day. I reiterate, these are very simple in concept, but they are very hard to keep practicing. And not a day goes by that I don't think about these teachings at least once and apply them in my everyday life. They have helped me become a better person and truly love who I am. Thank you, Don Miguel. Thank you. There will be a link to this book below my video. I highly suggest checking it out if you haven't read it already. Or rereading it if you have and you forgot what it talked about. Thanks so much for liking this video and commenting below it and subscribing to my YouTube channel or my Facebook page and by sharing it with all your friends. Oh my god. I'm slightly weird, probably because I can't feel my fingers. If you liked the video and you'd like to donate, feel free to click the Use App button on the Facebook page or the GoFundMe link beneath the YouTube video. Well, I hope you have an awesome week. Thanks for checking out the video, and I'll see you next time. All right.